Good morning. Today we will see about Gupta Empire. This is the duration between 300 to 700 AD or 700 CE. So by the end of the 3rd century, powerful empires that is established by Kushanas in the north, then Satavahanas in the Deccan had come to an end. So it was against this background that the Guptas emerged to dominate the history of India for the next 2 centuries. And what are the sources to prove that they existed? So the source materials includes literary works like Devi Chandraguptam, Mudraksham, which are written by Vishakadatta. So it was written by Vishakadatta. This provides information regarding the rise of Guptas. When we speak about Guptas, then where is the proof for the Guptas empire? So the proof is given in by Vishakadatta, and he has written in Devi Chandraguptam and Mudraksham, which provide the information regarding the rise of the Guptas. And also we have epigraphical and numismatic informations to prove that the Guptas were existed. So these are the sources which were available to prove the Guptas' existence. Apart from this, archaeological sources also were also there. One is Allahabad pillar inscription and Mehrauli iron pillar inscription. So this is the sources which is written in the book. As well as apart from this, we have archaeological sources, that is Allahabad pillar inscription and Mehrauli iron pillar inscription. So who is the founder of Gupta dynasty? So who is the founder of Gupta empire? Who is the founder of Gupta dynasty? Sri Gupta. Actually he is the founder and his son is Ghadootkacha. Gupta, Sri Gupta, who is founder of Gupta means Sri Gupta. So he is the founder and his son is succeeded by Ghadootkacha, his son. And their period existed between 240 to 280 CE. And they both are called as Maharajas. So do remember who is the founder of Gupta dynasty? Sri Gupta. That's why the name Gupta dynasty or Gupta empire. And his son, he is succeeded by his son Ghadootkacha during duration 240 to 280 CE. And they both were called as Maharajas. But there is no inscription and numematic survive for their existence. So there is no inscription for the Sri Gupta and Ghadootkacha. Then Ghadootkacha is succeeded, that is followed by Chandragupta I. He is the son of Ghadootkacha. So his period existed between 319 to 335 CE. So he is son of Ghadootkacha and he is considered as the founder of Gupta era because he is a great ruler. So he is considered as founder of Gupta era between 319 to 335 AD. So how he made his empire strong? By marrying princess of Lichavi tribe, that is Kumaradevi. He married Kumaradevi, who is princess of Lichavi tribe. So by marrying Kumaradevi, he made his empire strong. Then Chandragupta I, he is called as Maharajadi Raja. He is called as Maharajadi Raja. He was the first to be called as Maharajadi Raja because Sri Gupta and Ghadootkacha are called as Maharajas. He was the first to be called as Maharajadi Raja. And his empire extended from Magadha to Prayag, Allahabad. So he extended his empire from Magadha to Prayag. And he strengthened his position by marrying Kumaradevi, who is princess of Lichavi tribe. So after marrying her, he strengthened his position. Then Mehrauli iron pillar inscription mentions his conquest. We can see his victories in Mehrauli iron pillar inscription. Then gold coins. So during this period, gold coins, how come we know that Chandragupta I was there and he married Kumaradevi, who was princess of Lichavi? Because we have a proof, that is evidence, that which represents the images of Chandragupta, Kumaradevi and the legend Lichavaya. in gold coin. The gold coin has the image, bears the image of Chandragupta, Kumaradevi and the legend Lichavaya. Next, Chandragupta one son, who is Samudragupta. So up to this is Chandragupta 1. So Chandragupta 1 is over. So founder is Srigupta, his son is Karorgaja and his son is Chandragupta 1. And first two, their period belongs to 240 to 280 AD. Chandragupta 1 period is from 319 to 335 AD. The important thing is Kumaradevi. He married. Then he is succeeded by Samudragupta, his son. Chandragupta 1 son is Samudragupta and his duration is between 335 to 375 CE, and he is considered as the greatest ruler of Gupta dynasty because he has fought against many rulers and he has come across many rulers. He fought against many rulers, so he is considered as the greatest ruler of Gupta dynasty. So first companion, when did he get first companion? Samudragupta, when Samudragupta defeated Achyuta and Nagasena, because they both belong to, Achyuta belonged to Naga ruler and Nagasena belonged to Kota family. So this is his first companion. Then they were defeated and their states were annexed by Samudragupta. He defeated these people and that state were annexed by Samudragupta. As a result, Samudragupta has gained complete mastery over this Gangetic Valley. So, since he defeated these two, now he was ruling over upper Gangetic Valley. So, completely he is ruling over the upper Gangetic Valley. Then, Allahabad pillar. So, how come we know that he defeated and it was correct, that the information given is correct? Because it was there in Allahabad pillar inscription. So we can see this in Allahabad pillar inscription. So in this pillar inscription, it has been mentioned that 12 rulers, he has defeated 12 rulers in South India. This Allahabad pillar inscription shows that he has defeated 12 rulers in South India, and they were, and also it was mentioned Mahendra of Kosala, Hastivarman of Vengi, Vyagaraja, Mantraja, Mahendari, etc. So the names are given, that is the names are there in the Allahabad pillar inscription. So here it shows that he defeated 12 rulers in South India. Then what Samudragupta did is, his policy was completely different in South India. So what he did is, he did not destroy and annex those kingdoms. So he did not destroy. So even though after defeating, he did not destroy and annex those kingdoms. Instead what he did is, he defeated the rulers but he gave them back their kingdoms. So this is what he did. This is the different way of approaching. So even though after defeating, what he did is, so Samudragupta defeated 12 rulers in South India. He did not destroy and annex the kingdoms. Instead what he did is, he defeated the rulers but he gave them back their kingdoms. Then the next one is, this is third stage of Compagnon. During the third stage of Compagnon, he eliminated his remaining North India. So he's completely eliminated North India and he fought against 9 kings. So after this victory, the Samudragupta performed Ashwamedha sacrifice. This is very important. So after defeating this, that is after third stage of Compagnon, after defeating these military victories, after getting these military victories, Samudragupta performed Ashwamedha sacrifice. So because of this military achievements, he was called as Indian Napoleon. So who was called as Indian Napoleon means, this is important point to remember, Samudragupta is called as Indian Napoleon. And also apart from this conquering skills, and also apart from this conquering skills, he is a good poet. He is a very good poet. So because of his composing, he has been given Kaviraja. So he has been given Kaviraja. Samudragupta, he is a devotee of Vishnu. So he revived the Vedic period of performing horse sacrifice, and he had the habit of performing horse sacrifice to commemorate victories in wars. And also he issued gold coins in one of them. So he was not only a great conqueror but also a poet lover and music. That's why he earned a name Kavi Raja. An image depicting him with Veena is found in coins. So during his period, in coins we can see an image depicting Samudragupta with Veena. And who is this court poet? Harisena. Harisena was the court poet of Samudragupta. This is important. Then he is actually follower of Vaishnavism. And the capital of Samudragupta's kingdom is Pataliputra. The language is known as Sanskrit. And one more thing is, Sri Mehavarman, the Buddhist king of Ceylon, was a contemporary of Samudragupta. So this was the important things which we have to remember. So what we have seen now is about Gupta dynasty. Who is the founder of Gupta? Actually, founder of Gupta is Sri Gupta, and his son is Ghatotkacha. Then his son is Chandragupta I, and his son is Samudragupta. Sri Gupta from 240 to 280, and Sri Gupta and Ghatotkacha both are called as Maharajas. Who was called as Maharajadiraja first is Chandragupta I. And the important thing to remember is he married Kumara Devi, so that he has become very strong. So, who is Princess of Lichavi. Then, the important thing is, here we have iron pillar inscription and gold coins which has the images of Chandragupta, Kumara Devi and Lichavi. Then, the important point to remember in Samudragupta is, Samudragupta defeated these two, and we have this been said in Allahabad pillar inscription. We can see this in Allahabad pillar inscription. Then, important thing is, he defeated the rulers but he gave back their kingdoms. Then, Ashwamedha sacrifice. So, this was done by Samudragupta. This is an important question. And he is called as Indian Napoleon, and he is also called as Kavi Raja, and his court poet is Harisena. His capital is Pataliputra, and his follower of Vaishnavism. So, this is what you have to remember in Samudragupta. So, we have completed up to Samudragupta, and we will continue this class in the next session. Thank you.